Okay, so hello everyone. Very good afternoon to all of you. So guys, this is our weekly current affairs session, and in this session we are going to target all the important current affairs from 15th of March till 21st of March. All right. So let's start with the first news, guys. Guys, please excuse me. I'm having a little bit of throat infection, है ना? So I won't be speaking very much loud. All right. So I think my audio and visuals are clear to everyone. Sure. So guys, first news is Niti Aayog releases fiscal health index, and in this index, Odisha ranks first. All right. Now, this fiscal health index is basically a report card, the report card of the states. How the states are doing regarding their revenue and finances, that is the fiscal health index. And it basically ranks the states based upon their performance. Now, this index was basically launched by Niti Aayog, right? And it covers all the Indian states and union territories. And they give the score from 0 to 100. The scale, it gives every state a score between 0 to 100 है ना. For example, the topper state is Odisha's score was 73.1, right? Now we have to understand one thing, that how they calculate these scores. Are there any specific KPIs or indicators through which they calculate these scores? Yes. So first indicator is your debt to GSDP ratio. Okay, it basically this ratio shows that how much is the total debt of the states as compared to its economic output. So for a nation we call GDP. Okay, for a country it is GDP, but for a state it is the GSDP, gross state domestic produce. All right, how much the total values of goods and services are produced in a state, okay, in a financial year, right? So this shows that, see, the higher the ratio, it means the condition is bad. It should not be more than 20% or 30%. All right. The second indicator was your fiscal deficit. Okay, what is the total expenses of the government and what are the total revenue sources of the government, right? So that is the fiscal deficit. Third indicator was a revenue deficit. Revenue deficit is basically the day-to-day expenditure of the government and the day-to-day income sources of the government, right? So revenue deficit basically shows that it indicates that if states are borrowing to pay their daily bills or not. Okay, if the revenue deficit is high, it means they are borrowing more. All right, the day-to-day expenses are more, right? What are day-to-day expenses for a state? Paying the salaries, the pensions, okay, the interest payments, all these things. Got it? Please remember this thing. Now, and the fourth indicator was your interest payments. Whatever loans they have taken, na, so the state have to pay back the interest. I believe you all have heard of that ADB has given this much loan to West Bengal for tourism and any other purpose. So it is not a free money. West Bengal has to pay back the interest. Okay. And the fifth indicator, guys, is your tax to GDP ratio. All right, how much tax whether the state is able to collect as compared to their GDP. Okay, as compared to their GSDP. Now, guys, if I talk about FD and RD, okay, the fiscal deficit and the revenue deficit, we have a very important act, guys, that is known as the FRBM Act of 2003. Now, as per this act, guys, we have to reduce our fiscal deficit less than 3%. Okay, and as per this act, we have to completely eliminate our revenue deficit. Our target when this act was made, now that we have to achieve these things by 2010. Now it is 2026 running. Even today we are not able to achieve this target, because if I talk about the entire nation, right now the fiscal deficit for India is somewhere around 4.2%. All right, and what this tax to GDP ratio it suggests, it basically shows the ability to generate own income through taxes rather than depending on central government grants. All right. So please remember this thing. So these are the 5 indicators based upon which they have given this index. All right. Sure. Now let's see the ranking. What are the important findings as per this index? So what is the name of the index? Fiscal Health Index. Who releases it? Niti Aayog. All right. Who's the vice chairperson of Niti Aayog? Suman Berry. And right now, who is the CEO of Niti Aayog? Nidhi Chibar. He's having additional charge as the, because BVR Subramaniam, he has completed his tenure. All right. Now, as per this index, guys, Odisha was ranked number 1 with a score of 73.1. It means Odisha is managing its finances very well. Second is Goa with 54.7 score, and the third one is Jharkhand. That is surprising. All right. So these are the rankings, right? At least you should remember. Next is, so guys, some static facts about Niti Aayog. You should remember that it was established in 2015. It is a policy think tank, and guys, it has launched two very important schemes. One is the aspirational district program, and second is the Atal Innovation Mission. These are two very important schemes launched by Niti Aayog. Okay, sure. Clear everyone? Any doubt? Sure. I think it is clear to every student. Next news is Ministry of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare has released the second advance estimates of production of major agricultural crops. Now, what is the purpose of releasing this estimate? So, guys, the most important purpose is what? Policy implementation. If you have the data that okay, this quarter or this year we have produced this much wheat, this much rice, so it would be easier for government to implement the policies. Okay. Second is, guys, food procurement. Okay, because government has to procure the food and they have to distribute it as per the National Food Security Act. Okay, and under the National Food Security Act of 2013, they have to uh, distribute the food through the fair price shops. Okay, and we have the public distribution system also, right? So under this thing, government has to procure it, distribute it to the people. So if they have data, they can implement these things very easily. All right. Now, guys, this advance estimate, na, the Ministry of Agriculture, they give 4 advance estimates in a year, every quarter. All right. Now, as of this estimate, the total food grain production, is somewhere around 3,486 lakhs metric ton. Now, it is basically divided into two major food grain or food crops. One is the Kharif production, and second is the Rabi crop production. What is the Kharif crop? The monsoon crops, all right, like paddy. Rabi is the winter one, right, like wheat. So the Kharif production, as per this estimate, is 1741.4 lakh metric ton, and for Rabi it is 1745.13 lakh metric ton. Got it? So at least these numbers you should know, है ना? चलो, clear? So please remember this thing. The second advance estimate for major crop production, guys, released by Ministry of Agriculture. So the Kharif total production is 1741, Rabi is 1745. Now at least you should remember about the commercial crop, like the major one being sugarcane, cotton and jute. So this is the decreasing order sequence, all right, for the commercial crops. Got it? Chalo. So what is the purpose of these advanced estimate, guys? So it helps the government for policy planning, food security, okay, food security management, procurement and price stabilization. If they have the data, they can plan all these things very easily. Is it clear, everyone? Yes, no in the comment section, those who are watching. Have you understood it? And guys, those who are watching the session, kindly like the session. Chalo. Next is Government e-Marketplace celebrates 7 years of Swayat initiative to promote inclusive public procurement. All right, inclusive public procurement. All right. What? The screen is not visible? Let me refresh it, guys. I think my video is gone now. This technical issue right now I'm facing a lot. Whenever I refresh it, now my video is out of the picture. Chalo, anyways. I think my audio is clear to everyone. Chalo, no problem, no problem. Let's focus here. Government e-marketplace, guys. So government e-marketplace, you can assume it just like the Amazon or Flipkart. Okay, just the like Amazon and Flipkart platform. Now, for example, let's say you want something, you go to Amazon, you purchase it. Now, government e-marketplace is a online public procurement portal where the government only can purchase thing. You, me, normal population, we cannot purchase, है ना? It is the Amazon and Flipkart for the government and government agencies and ministries, right? For example, let's say there is a Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. They want 1000 computers. So they can go to the GEM portal and they can procure these things. Alright. So please remember this thing. What is GEM? Alright. And it is under Ministry of Commerce and Industries. Got it? So the GEM portal, it was basically launched in the year 2016. So it is an online platform for procuring common use goods and services by government departments, PSUs and other government autonomous bodies. Alright. So what is the significance of GEM? So basically it is used to eliminate the middleman, ensure transparency. Okay. And one more thing is that if your procurement is below 5 lakh rupees, you must have to procure it from the GEM portal. If the procurement is less than 5 lakh, you have to procure it from the GEM portal. This is mandatory. Now, what is this Swayat initiative? Okay, so understand, Swayat stand for startups, women, youth advantage through e-transactions. E-transactions. Swayat. Okay, right? So the scheme was launched in the year 2018. Got it? 2018 they have launched this Swayat scheme. Now the objective is to it ensures that at least 3% of annual procurement which is done by the central public sector enterprises and government departments must come from women led businesses, youth led MSMEs and startups. Minimum 3% in a year. Is it clear, guys? So what are the categories? Categories like office supplies, textiles, handicraft, agro products, IT services. Minimum 3% they have to procure from the startups and women led businesses. Okay. So this is the main objective of Swayat. Clear? Chalo. Now if I tell you the progress or the achievement. So guys, when this scheme was launched in 2019, okay, Swayat, at that time the procurement was 1265 crore rupees. Now fast forward to 2026, the value has increased to 83,323 crore rupees. Now guys, you would be asking, sir, why are you telling us the data? Because you have to use these kind of data for your answer writing. Okay, you have to focus on the answer writing also. Got it? Chalo. Now guys, I have told you in the previous session also that you have to the phase 2 is all about answer writing, essays and everything. Okay, so some students were asking, sir, let's say I have to write a essay or let's say I have to write a big answer. How should I, what should be my approach? So guys, let me tell you the approach so that you can follow it, na? So you can read the detail from here about Swayat, right? Chalo. Now let me tell you for the answer writing. So guys, before writing any answer, the first step is what? Brainstorming. Alright. For example, let's say the question is about the textile sector performance in India. Okay. So let me give you one how to brainstorm. So what you have to do is on a rough sheet, just remember write textile sector. Now whatever you remember related with textile sector, write it down. No need to find any chronology or anything. Whatever you remember, just write it down. For example, okay guys, this is about answer writing. I am telling you, answer writing and essay writing, all these things. What is the framework you must adopt? Because sometimes you don't know the answer, but you have read about it, but you don't know how to recollect all these things. So what is the strategy to recollect all those things? Is number one, for the textile sector, what you remember? I have told you that textile sector contribute 2% to the GDP of India. The second fact you remember about textile is that it is the second largest employer. Okay. Third thing you remember about textile sector is what? That India is the sixth largest exporter of textile. Right. Now, the recent Bharat Tex event has happened, है ना? Where Prime Minister talked about 5F vision for the textile sector. Now there are multiple schemes regarding textile sector, like your production linked incentive scheme, okay, your Samarth scheme for capacity building, all right, Pradhan Mantri Mitra scheme for the textile parks, all right. So at least now you have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pointers. Now think about the current aspect. What are the problems of the textile sector, like technology, okay, the manpower, right, and the solution, right? So in solution you can write about the current aspect. By, for example, Bharat Tex event has happened, right, the biggest textile fair, or you can mention about these schemes what government is doing. So that's how you can collect and recollect all the things which you have read. Now this is the brainstorming. We are not following any sequence, we are just writing whatever I remember related with the textile sector. Now in my answer, I just have to arrange this thing in a chronological order or a logical order. For example, if my answer, okay, I can start my answer with the introduction that the textile sector contributes 2% to the GDP, second largest employer, and India is the sixth largest exporter. So you have told them about the significance of the textile sector. Now the second is the, let's say, the problems associated with the textile sector, 1, 2, 3, 4 points. Now what are the solutions? So here you can mention about the government schemes and the new initiatives which government is taking, and then conclude it, right? So that's how you have to answer any questions or essay, even in essay, guys. All right, let's say you have to write some essay, right? So let's say the essay is related with the agriculture topic. Now, what are the areas, or what, see, your essay should be multidimensional. So how should I get those dimensions? What, is there any framework? Yes. See, first is the historical aspect. How agriculture flourished in India, है ना? We were doing agriculture since the Indus Valley civilization time, है ना? Then the societal aspect of agriculture, that agriculture is the biggest employer, है ना? It provides value to the women also, right, to the people who are very downtrodden, poor people. Agriculture is the mainstay. Then geographical aspect, that agriculture where it is practiced much, so in the northern plains, Punjab, Haryana, green revolution states, right? Then we have the political angle, right? Political angle, what is the political angle? Any current affairs related with, for example, the government has done the farm loan waivers, or let's say agriculture, you know, related with your, let's say, some any fundamental rights related with this, got it? Then the governance aspect means the government schemes related with agriculture, the Krishi Sichai Yojana, the Fasal Bima Yojana, right? Any other new portal for the governance, right? Then we have the economic angle, that agriculture contributes this much to the GDP, this much to the employment. India is known as agrarian nation. Got it? The economic angle. Then we have what? We have the technical angle or the technological angle. Got it? Then we have the environmental angle. So at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dimensions you now have to write the essay. Now see, again you have to set the context. Whatever is the title of the essay, now you have to set those things in the context of the topic. But at least you have now have the dimensions in which you can think about the content, or you can think for the content. All right, is it clear, everyone? Yes, no? Clear how to think for the dimension, right? There is one specific speechy model, social, economic, political, right? Like this, historical. Got it? Chalo. Now next news is, guys, India submits 7th biodiversity report to Convention on Biological Diversity. Now guys, for this news you have to understand two things. One is, what is CBD? Okay, so guys, CBD basically This is a mandatory, it is a legally binding legally binding international treaty, which was basically launched during the Earth Summit 1992, Rio Summit or Earth Summit 1992. India is also a party of this. Got it? Now, under the Convention on Biological Diversity, it has three very important objectives. What are those three very important objectives, guys? Number one is conserve the conservation of biological diversity. Okay. Second is sustainable use of the sustainable use of the components of biological diversity. Okay, like sustainable use of water, land, trees, animals, all these things. And the third objective is the equitable, fair and equitable sharing of benefits. Equitable sharing of benefits. For example, let me give you the example. Let's say in India, in the Western Ghat, there is a herb which is used for curing cancer. Now, India should not claim that it can be used by India only. India should allow the other country to use these herbs also. Alright. So, the equitable, fair and equitable sharing of the benefits arising from the genetic resources. Got it? So, this convention was signed by India back in 1994. Now, as per this convention, every country who is a signatory of this treaty, they have to submit a annual report for what they are doing with respect to biodiversity. Okay. Now, guys, related with this, there is one more convention or framework that is known as the, let me change this color, that is the Kunming Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework. Okay, Global Biodiversity Framework. This was adopted in 2022. It basically 23 targets to achieve, right? 23 targets by 2030. And one of the important target of this is 30 into 30. What does this mean? We have to conserve 30% of the terrestrial and marine areas, and we have to restore 30% of the degraded ecosystem. Okay. Now, to implement these things, India has a very important law, that is the National Biodiversity Act of 2002, under which they have created the National Biodiversity Authority in 2003. Right, one is the act and the other one is the body to implement all these things. Clear? Have you understood, guys? Yes, no? Chalo. So, India has recently submitted the 7th national report on CBD. Clear? So, please remember this thing. And one very important target is the 2030 biodiversity target under the Kunming Montreal framework. That is 30% of restoration of the land and marine areas. Okay? Chalo. Very good. I think it is clear to every student. Okay? So you can read about CBD, guys, from here. है 3 targets: conservation of biological diversity, sustainable use of its component, and fair and equitable sharing of benefits. Got it? All right. Next news is Cabinet approves extension of Jal Jeevan Mission till 2028 with an enhanced outlay of 8.69 lakh crore. Now, guys, let's talk about the Jal Jeevan Mission. So, guys, this scheme was launched in the year 2019. Which ministry is concerned here? Ministry of Jal Shakti. Ministry of Jal Shakti. Now, what was the objective of this scheme? So, the objective was to provide functional household tap connection, right? Tap connection to all rural households. Okay, so that they can get at least 55 liters per capita per day of water. Got it? Now, if I talk about now, right now, 80% of the target has already been achieved, right? Now they have further extended this scheme till 2028, okay, and now this scheme will be known as Jal Jeevan Mission 2.0. All right, clear? And for this they have given extra budget outlay also, right? 8.69 lakh crore. Clear? Now guys, one of the most important component under the Jal Jeevan Mission 2.0 would be the Sujalam Bharat. Sujalam Bharat. What is Sujalam Bharat? So basically it is a national level digital framework. Under this framework, every village will receive a unique Sujalgaon or service area ID. Okay. And what is the objective? The objective is to digitally map the complete drinking water supply chain from source to tap. Alright. So please remember this thing, and whenever the state, whenever a village is completed, they will mark it as completed so that the duplication of resources or the duplication of implementation does not happen. Alright, chalo. Yeah. So please remember this thing. So the extension of the Jal Jeevan Mission till 2028 by Ministry of Jal Shakti. The enhanced budget outlay is 8.69 lakh crore. Alright, and this would be restructured as Jal Jeevan Mission. And under this, one of the important component is the Sujalam Bharat. Okay, this Sujalam, this word, na, it is given in our Vande Mataram. India to it is said that India is a Sujalam, Suflam, Malayaj Sheetalam. Okay, so water is a very essential part of the Indian civilization, guys. Hai na? Without water, there is no life. And India is blessed with a lot of rivers. Now it is our duty to conserve these rivers, to conserve the water sources, and not to waste water, guys. All right. Chalo. So you can read about the Jal Jeevan Mission from here, guys. I have mentioned a slide also. Okay. Chalo. Now, guys, after completing this thing, na, the news, we are going to go through the MCQs. All right. Chalo. Next is Cabinet approves amendment to FDI rules for investment from LBCs. What is LBCs? Basically, these are land bordering countries. Okay, land bordering countries. Now, if you see the map of India, okay, if you see the map of India, just a minute. Just the rough map, guys. Huh? Okay, now what are the neighboring country or the land bordering countries? So here we have Pakistan. Here we have Nepal. Here we have Bhutan. Here we have China. Here we have Myanmar. Okay, here we have Bangladesh. Right? Now, what is this news about? What amendments are there in the FDI rules? Now, understand, back in 2020, when the country was facing the COVID-19 situation, so at that time, government made a very strict rule. Now, guys, during COVID-19, okay, many of the industries, the factories, they were shutting down. Now, to take the advantage of these things, Chinese people, what they did was they started purchasing those businesses at a very low cost. Now, government entered and government made a very strict rule. Okay, and it said that any investment from these countries, these neighboring countries, they need prior government approval, even if it was just a small stake. Now, this was to prevent the Chinese company from buying the distressed Indian firms at a cheap rate during the pandemic. Okay, right? Now, what they have changed is that there's a amendment. So, what they have changed in this new law regarding FDI, that if investors from these countries, these land bordering countries, if they own less than 10% stake in the Indian companies, then they don't have to take the government approval. They can use the automatic route for the investment. But what is the condition? Their stake should be less than 10%. Alright. Now the second thing is, they have expedited the or fast tracked the system for the approval. Now the government have to approve those things within 60 days. Alright. So please remember this thing. This is a very important news. So the new framework for the land bordering countries, 10% they can get automatic route. No need to get the government permission. Also the expedition within 60 days for the approval. Alright. So these two terms you should remember. Alright. Sure. So what is FDI, guys? Remember this thing, and please remember this act which regulates the entire FDI, Foreign Exchange Management Act. Clear? Shall we move ahead? Sure. Next is AIMS and ISRO signs MOU to advance space medicine research in India. Now, guys, AIMS and ISRO, they have signed a MOU for what? For research in space medicine. Why they want to do this research in space medicine? Because they want to study the effects of microgravity, the radiation, okay, the psychological health, the astronaut health during long space mission. So do you think India is doing any human centric long space mission? Yes, we are planning the human space flight mission, guys, that is known as what? The Gaganyaan mission. Okay, the Gaganyaan mission, it would be India's first human space flight mission. So what would be the impact of these things? Because if you are in space, you are under the microgravity, you are exposed to the radiations, है ना? So what would be the impact of these things on the medicine and on the health? They are going to do the entire research, all right, to support the future human space flight mission, that is the Gaganyaan mission. Clear, everyone? Have you understood it? So these are the keywords which you have to remember, which I have highlighted. All right. Chalo. Next is India and Uzbekistan launches Pharma nutraceutical corridor for Eurasian market. Now, guys, this is India. Okay. Here we have Uzbekistan, and here we have the Eurasian market. All right. So they are creating the corridor like this. And this corridor, what they are going to do? India is going to export the pharmaceuticals to the Eurasian market. And in the Eurasian market, guys, we are specifically talking about the CIS group. CIS is what? Commonwealth of Independent States. Okay, Commonwealth of Independent States. Now, guys, this is a group of 9 countries, and this group was actually formed in the year 1991 after the disintegration of USSR. Okay, now, guys, this country, this region is a region for 250 million people. Okay, so please remember this thing. So what are the countries under the CIS nation? We have Russia, we have the Central Asian countries like Tajikistan, Kazakhstan, right? Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Then we have Russia, Belarus, Armenia, Moldova. Okay, so please remember this thing, right? Now, since we are talking about the pharmaceutical, okay, let's talk about the pharmaceutical industry status in India. So if I talk about the value, the total valuation is $50 billion. Okay, and India shares 20% of global generic medicine export, right? And from India, we are the highest exporter for what? World vaccines. 60% of the world vaccines India is producing. Got it? So please remember this thing, right? And during COVID also, we have supported and we have exported a lot of medicine to the other countries, right? Sure. So it is a MOU between India and Uzbekistan to create a pharmaceutical and nutraceutical corridor. which will provide India to the access to the Eurasian healthcare market. Right now, guys, understand India pharmaceutical export is mainly targeted towards USA and Europe and UK, and these countries are highly regulated. Okay, now for example, let's say, for example, India is exporting, let's say, 20 medicines to USA. Okay, to USA. So for each medicine, India has to, the company has to take the registration. And they have to do the registration, and the registration for one medicine in USA, it is very costly. All right. So please remember this thing, right? Chalo. So you can read about CIS from here. All right. Chalo. Next news. Next news is, guys, USA announces first oil refinery in 50 years with investment from Reliance Industry. Now, guys, India is going to construct a big and huge oil refinery in USA, where in Texas, USA. All right, and this project would be developed by America First Refining and Reliance Industry Limited. Right, and the project value is $300 billion. Now you would be asking, sir, the entire $300 billion would are they going to spend for constructing? No, the construction would maximum take $2 to $3 billion. The remaining is basically, it is a part of a 20-year deal which India has made with USA. Now what does this mean? So India says that, okay, USA, I'm going to construct the oil refinery for you, and I'm going to do the oil refining for you. Don't worry. But there is a, I need your support, that for the whatever oil I am producing, you take your oil for your domestic purpose, but the next right on that oil would be mine, and I'm going to take this oil, I'm going to send it to India, and from India I'm going to export it to the entire world. It means I'm also going to use this oil for my nation's energy security. Okay, so this has basically given India a very good foothold in the US energy market. Now, why USA is dependent on India? Why not on other countries? Because, guys, we have proved them. We have proved to the entire world that, for example, Reliance, the Reliance Jamnagar oil refinery is one of Asia's biggest oil refinery, guys, and they have the expertise to make the process very much efficient. Okay, clear? Chalo. Next is the SIPRI report 2025. India remains world's second biggest arms importer after Ukraine. Now, what is SIPRI, guys? So, it is Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, SIPRI. So, it released the report Trends in International Arms Transfer. Alright. So, as per this index, as per this report, India is the world's second largest arm importer. Okay. Who is the topper? Ukraine, because right now the Russia-Ukraine war is going on, and Ukraine is purchasing all the equipments from every nation. And who are the top exporter, guys? The top exporter, by the name you can easily remember, US, who is doing war against Iran. Okay, France and Russia. Russia is doing war against Ukraine. All right. So the top exporter are the countries themselves who are engaged in wars. Okay, clear everyone? Chalo. You can read about SIPRI from here. Next is Romania ratifies the framework agreement for the International Solar Alliance. Okay. Now remember this thing, guys, that International Solar Alliance, ISA, it was basically launched in the year 2015 on the in the backdrop of the Paris Climate Agreement. It was launched by India and France to focus on the solar energy. All right, and they have also created the secretariat or the headquarter of the International Solar Alliance. Where it is? So the headquarter of the International Solar Alliance, guys, it is located in Gurugram, Haryana. Okay. Now, Can anyone tell me which country has recently left the International Solar Alliance? Can anyone take a guess? A wild guess? So it is USA. Okay, USA has recently quit the International Solar Alliance. Okay, sure. So Romania has formally joined the and ratified the International Solar Alliance, guys. Okay, now it is the 118th member country to join the International Solar Alliance. You can read about the International Solar Alliance from here. Founded in 2015 by India and France during the Paris Climate Conference. All right, and what purpose is what? To promote solar energy development globally. And its headquarters is located where? In Gurugram, Haryana. Is it clear? Sure. Next is RBI authorizes CRED to operate as a payment aggregator. Now, guys, what is a payment aggregator? Acha, one student was asking me, sir, there are so many payment aggregator who are getting the license. Do I have to remember the names? No need to remember the names. Not at all. But what you have to remember is the payment aggregator eligibility. Okay. Now, what is the eligibility to become a payment aggregator? Now, before that, can anyone tell me who is or what is a payment aggregator? So, guys, payment aggregator basically it is an entity which facilitates online payments. Okay, for example, let's say someone is running a business. Okay, someone is selling something. Now, there would be multiple people who will come and purchase that item. Okay, now some people can scan the QR code, some will pay through UPI, some will pay through cards, and so they must create a system which should be able to accept all these payment mechanisms and transfer that money to the owner's bank account. So that is a payment aggregator. For example, Razorpay is a payment aggregator, PayU is a payment aggregator. Now Cred is also a payment aggregator, right? So what is the eligibility, guys, to become a payment aggregator? Who is going to tell me eligibility? Think about it. So number one is what? That at the time of application, when you apply for the payment aggregator role, you must have a minimum net own fund of 15 crore rupees. 15. Now within 3 years, guys, 3 years, it should increase to 25 crore. The minimum net own fund should increase to 25 crore at the end of third year. Alright, then you can become the payment aggregator. Alright, chalo. Next is Crisil Intelligence Reports projects India's GDP growth rate to 7.1% for financial year 27. Now, guys, like Crisil, there is Moody's, then there are NSO, World Bank. So everyone is going to predict the GDP of India. So you don't have to remember everything. Just remember the percentage. Okay, because everyone predicts somewhere around a common integer. All right. So the prediction by Crisil is that the India's real GDP growth, okay, it would be 7.1% in financial year 27 as compared to 7.6% in financial year 26. Now we have talked that real GDP. Now guys, what is the difference between real GDP and nominal GDP? Remember, GDP is what? The total values of goods and services which are produced in a country in a year. So if I talk about nominal GDP, so how they will calculate the value? Whatever is the current prices. Okay, current prices for that year, they are going to take that prices to calculate the GDP. Real GDP, it will compare it with a base year. Okay, the base year prices would be constant prices. So they are going to compare it with the constant prices. Okay, that's why sometimes the nominal GDP would be you would whenever you see it would be a little bit higher than the real GDP. For example, the nominal GDP right now is 8%. Okay, but real GDP is around 7%. Got it? Why? Because nominal GDP, it takes into effect of what? Inflation. Real GDP does not look into that. Okay, chalo. So please remember this thing. Next, a very important news, very important news, 5-star. Now guys, the news is RBI revises bank dividend framework. Now first tell me, who is going to tell me what is dividend? What is bank's dividend, or dividend in general? Who is going to tell me? What is dividend, guys? So guys, dividend is basically the part of the profit. Alright. Now for example, there is a bank called SBI. Alright. SBI is a public listed company. I have also invested money, you have also invested money. Like this, there would be many investors. Now let's say SBI has made a profit of, yes, exactly. So let's say SBI has made a profit of, let's say 100 rupees in the financial year 26. Alright. Now can SBI give the entire 100 rupees to the shareholders? No. A, a, a proportion or a fixed percentage of this profit SBI is going to share. Now till now, the banks were sharing 45% of their profit with the investors. Alright. Now this limit has increased to 75%. So please remember this thing, guys. The first change is that now their banks can now pay up to 75% of their profit as dividend. Earlier they were giving up to 45% also. Okay, only. Now this profit is not the raw profit, it is the profit after tax. Okay, so it is, guys, it is profit after tax. Please remember this thing, PAT, which we call as PAT, which gives the actual picture. Now you would say, sir, every bank can give up to 75%. No, it would depend upon the common equity tier 1 of the bank. Alright, if the common equity tier of the bank is good, okay, it is above 8%, okay, 8% plus, then the bank can issue the dividend. But what if the bank's common equity tier is less than or equal to 8%? At that time, bank cannot issue dividend. Bank cannot issue dividend, guys. Please remember. Here you have to remember 2%. One is 75% and second is the common equity tier should be 8%. Alright. So these are the two most important changes regarding the bank's dividend framework. Right. Now there is one more thing. The foreign banks which are operating in India through their branches, they can now send their profits to their head offices without RBI's approval. Earlier they had to take the approval, but now they can send it without taking the RBI's approval. Alright. So these are the things, guys, which you should remember. This is the most important news of today's session. Alright. Chalo. Clear? So please remember 75% of profit after tax, maximum dividend payout, right? Earlier it was only 45%, and now the bank with CET less than or at 8%, they cannot declare dividends. So if the bank is strong, they can issue up to 75%. If the bank is not very strong, they can invest up to 40%, like this. It depends upon the strength of the house, the bank, how the strong the bank is. All right. Chalo. Now what is common equity tier 1, guys? So it is the core capital of the bank. Okay, the most important, like common shares, earnings, other reserves of the bank. All right, it shows the higher the equity tier, it means the bank is very much strong. Okay, it is stable. Next is Nashik Municipal Corporation lists Maharashtra's first urban local body green municipal bond on National Stock Exchange. So, what is this green bond? It means that whatever money they are raising through this municipal bond, they would use it en- for environmentally sustainable projects. Okay. So Nasik Municipal Corporation will use this money to upgrade its water supply infrastructure, है ना, all these things. Got it? चलो, right? So please remember this thing. You can read it from here. Not a very important news, but just remember, है ना, first municipal bond, green municipal bond by Maharashtra. Who has released it? Nasik. चलो. Next is Bank of Baroda becomes first bank in India to raise green infrastructure bond worth of 10,000 crore. Okay. So guys, please remember the name of the bank, Bank of Baroda. They have raised 10,000 crore rupees for by circulating the in green infrastructure bond. It means they are going to use this money for constructing green infrastructure. है ना? Green infrastructure means which is going to release no or very less carbon dioxide emission. All right. Chalo. Next guys, defense related news. India Seychelles begin joint military exercise Lamitier in Seychelles. So guys, for military exercises I have told you, है ना, name of the exercise is important, between which two country. So name of the exercise is Lamitier. It is between India and Seychelles Defense Forces. What is the venue? Venue is Victoria, Seychelles. Victoria is the capital of Seychelles. Now guys, this is a tri-service exercise. Alright. So guys, this is the static about Seychelles. It is an island nation in the Indian Ocean. So let's say this is India. Okay, this is Sri Lanka. So here we have the Seychelles Island. Alright. So the capital of Seychelles is Victoria. Next news is India Aqua AirX. Ind Aqua AirX. Now this is guys, this drone, it can run underwater also, and it can run in the air also. What is the name of this drone? So it is India's first amphibious surveillance drone, Avatar. Alright. Chalo. So please remember this. And who has constructed, who has produced this thing? Aqua AirX. It is a private company who has introduced this new drone Avatar. Alright, it is India's first Amphibious drone capable of operating both in air and underwater. No need to read anything else. Clear? Chalo. Next is Lieutenant General Dheeraj Seth to assume charge as the Vice Chief of Army Staff from 1st April 2026. Alright, so guys, this is appointment related news. है ना? So please remember Lieutenant General Dheeraj Seth will be the next Vice Chief of Army Staff. Alright, and he has succeeded Lieutenant General PP Singh. Got it? Yeah. Next is Iran appoints Mustafa Khamenei as the new supreme leader. So he is the son of Ayatollah Khamenei, है ना? He is the new supreme leader of Iran. Right? Chalo. Next is sports related news. So guys, India is going to host the Asia Cup of Archery 2027. Alright. So Asia Cup Archery 2027, where it is going to held in New Delhi. Now India is hosting it for the second time after 22 years. Last time we hosted back in 2005. Right? Chalo. Next year, India won ICC Men's T20 World Cup, guys. है ना? So very important news. Please remember, we have defeated New Zealand. The venue was Narendra Modi Stadium. है ना? Chalo. Next, two obituaries, guys. Please remember the name. Former veteran Congress leader Biren Singh Engti, he passed away. Right? So please remember the name. Alright. He was from Assam, the Karbi Anglong region of Assam. Next, Veer Chakra awardee KG George passed away. है ना? He was a Veer Chakra, guys. Alright. Now, guys, in army, the highest military award is what? Gallantry award is what? Param Veer Chakra, then Mahavir, then Veer Chakra. Alright. Chalo. So is it clear? Chalo. Now let's solve some of the MCQs. Are you guys ready? If ready, please write ready in the comment box so that we can start. Clear, guys? Please tell me. Chalo, let's start. First question, please answer, everyone. Start answering. So, which state secured top rank in the fiscal health index? So, guys, it was Odisha. All right. Second was Goa, and third was Jharkhand. Next question regarding the second advance estimates. What is the Kharif food grain production? Please answer. The correct answer is 1741 lakh metric ton. Okay. Chalo. Next question regarding Swayat initiative. It was launched under which platform? Very easy question. So correct answer is the government e-marketplace. Okay. Chalo. Next question. India seventh national report was submitted. Okay. Towards biodiversity goals. It aligns with which global framework? Please answer. The correct answer is Kunming Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework. All right. Chalo. Next question. Under the standards notified by Government of India, what is the maximum allowed non-biogenic greenhouse emission for green ammonia production? Please answer, everyone. The correct answer is 0.3 kg CO2 per kg of ammonia. All right. Chalo. Next question regarding the Jal Jeevan Mission. Two statements are there. Please answer. Correct answer is both statements are absolutely correct. It has been extended till 2028. And which ministry is concerned? Ministry of Jal Shakti. Chalo. Next question regarding India's FDI framework. Please read it very carefully and answer. Three statements are there. Please answer. So, if you read the third statement, guys, if you read the third statements, the rule apply only to China and Pakistan. Is it? No, it apply to all the land bordering countries. Okay, so correct answer is B1 and 2. Clear? Chalo. Next question. AIMS have signed MOU with which of the following for space medicine research? Very easy question. Yes, very good. It is ISRO. All right. Chalo. Next, we are going to skip this question. Next question. Yes. The government of India constituted a committee in March 2026 to suggest reforms for which policy framework? So, guys, this was the special economic zone policy. है ना? So just remember like this, not very important. Next question, a very important question. India has launched the Indo-CIS Pharma Nutraceutical Corridor in partnership with which country? Please answer. Last question for the day. Yes, it is Uzbekistan. All right. So guys, this was all about today's session, है ना? Now guys, after this there are 10 to 15 questions for your practice. All right, practice question is there. So please solve this thing. You can download the PDF from the Hollywood's app. Okay, I'll be uploading the session, right? Session PDF right after this class. Okay, you can download it from there and do solve the remaining practice questions. All right. Chalo, I'll be seeing you in the next session, guys. Till then, have a great day. Jai Hind. And if you have enjoyed the video, do like the session. Okay, take care.